what I'm going to be looking at is what I think is what could be one of Arsenal's biggest flaws, especially what's been this season, and why we could really be geared to catch them out and create chances against this team and take advantage of it. Arsenal this season obviously have started with 2 wins and a draw, and we've started with a draw, a win and a defeat. But I think this aspect of the game could really play in our favour, and it's something that I've picked up from this season for Arsenal, and also I look back at the game last season against Arsenal as well, and I've given some examples of why this area of the game could really play into Spurs' favour. So Arsenal, I think, are a very solid team, obviously really good defensively. But one thing they have been really fallible this season at is getting caught out when they're building up from the back and when teams are pressing them. And when teams are coordinating their press to battle against them, they've been caught out a number of times this season. And against Spurs last season, they're caught out. So this was the first game against Wolves. If you bring on the first picture, you can see Havertz has got the ball in the middle of the park, and he might well have the ball in these kind of areas on Sunday if he's playing midfield. He's trying to play forward, and he's trying to get Arsenal started on attack. You see Arsenal have they're coming forward. They think Havertz is going to progress the ball, but Wolves do something very smart. If you bring the next, they surround him. They get 2 players. They get 1 player behind him, another player. I think it's João Gomez ahead of him. He gets a tackle in. He absolutely on him like a rash. Gets a tackle in. All of a sudden, you see Wolves have players forward. They get the ball out wide to I don't know who the player is out wide. You go to the next clip. That's the next picture. You get the ball out wide, and all of a sudden they've got a chance here. And I think it's if you go to the next clip, it's Bryn Larsen with a header, and they luckily for Arsenal, David Raya makes an unbelievable save. But again, this comes from Wolves pressing high, catching Arsenal out in their build-up, getting players forward, and creating a chance, which is easily a chance. You could see that we could get them playing that kind of chance for Solanke. On Sunday. There's no reason why Solanke couldn't take up that kind of position. We can get that kind of service into him.
And that's something that we should have bloody been doing in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last year.
We didn't have a Solanke.
No, I'm talking about the phase before when Havertz had it in the middle of the park, and he had the whole freedom of the park, didn't he?
Well, I'll get into that in a minute. But
sorry about that.
But
sorry, teacher.
So again, the Wolves game. Thomas Partey, who's going to be starting on Sunday, he's got the ball in the middle of the park. You can usually trust him to turn his way out of trouble and progress the ball. But again, he turns. Wolves are, being very aggressive in this game. You've got, I think it's might be João Gomez or Mario Lemina again. He turns into him, go into the next clip, and bam, he loses the ball. And all of a sudden, if you force that in order, you pause it there. Go to the previous clip. Sorry, go to the clip after this. You see it here when they've won the ball. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Wolves players around 4 Arsenal players, 5 Arsenal players. They outnumber them. If you go to the next clip here, Aït-Nouri actually picks a really poor decision. So he shoots from here. He nearly does score, but he shoots. But
he's got so many options.
He's got 6 Wolves players there, and there's 5 Arsenal players. So they've actually outnumbered them in that attack, and it's a really poor decision from Aït-Nouri. But again, it comes from Wolves winning the ball in Arsenal's attacking third, and Arsenal being lackadaisical in those positions, and Wolves nearly again took advantage of it, and that could have been another goal in that scenario. Again, from the Wolves game, David Raya is playing out from the back.
I think all these situations, were they in like a 15-minute period of each other?
I thought it was between when Arsenal scored their first and when they scored their second. But you've got David Raya there. If off screen, you can't see him. You can kind of see him in this clip here. Stick with that clip before. Like you can see his outline. Gabriel was like right on the edge. But you can't really see him on screen. But he's right on the edge on the right. So they've split the centre backs here, Arsenal. David Raya is going to play it into William Saliba. And again, look at Wolves' aggressive position. They're pressing high. They're looking to catch Arsenal out. You go to the next clip. So he's passed it to Saliba. Saliba, because he's got very few options, he's going to try and find Gabriel on that right-hand side. But he tries to pass it first time. Wolves are being really aggressive. They're pushing players up. They're pressing the keeper. They've got one player on Saliba, one player on Partey. They're also, the player who's getting Partey is also shielding that pass to Zinchenko. And Cunha's going to go over to Gabriel to try and win the ball. Saliba's pass is lax. It falls to Cunha here. And again, they've got a 4-on-3 here. But again, he makes a poor decision. He tries to shoot. I mean, it's not. I mean, he could score from there. To be fair, you know, he's only got Rare to beat.
If that's
really.
Sonny there, you want him to shoot.
Yeah, you want him to shoot, but he's got two players to his left who are completely free, pretty much. There's definitely one player there who's completely free.
Think that to the back post.
You bring it to, and you know, another poor decision, and it could have been a goal there for Wolves, and he ends up shooting, and luckily for Arsenal, he ends up missing.
I have noticed like Arsenal playing out the back can be a bit sloppy at times, and they do give up a couple of chances.
Especially this season, they've a number of chances. Go to the Villa game now. Gabriel's got the ball playing out from the back. He's looking for options because I think it's Leon Bailey. He's shielding that pass to Thomas Partey. He dallies on the ball, Gabriel, but because he's got confidence in his ability, he tries to outmuscle Leon Bailey. Allows Leon Bailey to get close to him. But look how aggressive Aston Villa are being. Getting right on him, trying to win the ball back. You've got Watkins on Saliba. Rodgers is coming over. They sense an opportunity. They win the ball. High up the pitch again. Rodgers plays that. In fact, in this case, Rodgers makes the good decision. Instead of shooting, which, you know, maybe one of the Wolves players would have done, he makes the good decision. He sees Watkins free, plays the ball, and somehow from this position, Watkins puts it wide. Yeah. But again, another chance created by Arsenal playing out the back, and Arsenal being caught out with an aggressive high press.
I've always felt like Arsenal, when you actually put it on them and when you go aggressive to them and when you stand up to them, you know, you can get the better of them. It's like usually, though, when teams do face Arsenal, they just sit off them, sit back, wait for them to attack them and, you know, wait to die, essentially, you know, in a lot of games that they do play. But if you stand up to them, be aggressive, you can get the better of them for sure. Definitely.
And we have, we have some of the best pressing in the league.
The best, I think.
The best. Statistically, we top the league right now for presses in the final third. We top the league as well for tackles in the middle third. And you see in some of these clips, you've got Partey and Havertz being caught out in the middle third here. And that's exactly what we're going to be trying to do against Arsenal on Sunday.
And without Declan Rice as well, that adds an extra element. You know, Declan Rice is so good for them in that middle of the park, you know, progressing the ball up the pitch, winning the ball back consistently. That's another element that, because Declan Rice is playing in all these games that you're bringing up.
Yeah, exactly. And I've also got, I don't know if they're ready, I've got screenshots from, I'm going to make examples of how we did this against Arsenal last year at the Tottenham Stadium. Because we did press them for those first 20 minutes, and we were getting a lot of joy out of pressing them. But after we conceded those goals, I did kind of stop. But and I've got I've got examples of that here. We'll bring them on in a sec. One sec. So this is the first one. This is Arsenal again playing out the back. This is the first 5 minutes of the game at the Tottenham Stadium. Gabriel's going to find Thomas Partey in the centre, but there's Bentancur who's going to be on him like a flash, you know, ready to pounce. Partey, you can see Partey allows Bentancur to get near him, and we end up nicking the ball. He ends up getting the tackle in because our pressing is really aggressive, which is always on the front foot under Ange. Partey ends up getting caught. And bam, in this scenario, we're on the attack. There's a 4-on-3. Unfortunately, we don't create a great chance from it. But there's, again, another example of us catching Arsenal out in our high press and being on the front foot. And maybe if we had, you know, Decky in the centre there instead of Bentancur, he could have maybe driven at the Arsenal defence and created a chance there. Or if we had a Solanke there or something. Unfortunately, Bentancur plays out wide. We tried to get a cross in, and there wasn't a great chance. Again, this is now 8 minutes into the game. Ben White has the ball. We're pressing him really aggressively. Maddison is trying to get the block in. He ends up playing a long pass into Kai Havertz. Havertz takes a touch. But there's Mickey van der Ven being super aggressive, being in the Arsenal half, getting a tackle in, not allowing Havertz a second to breathe in this scenario, and bam, he wins the ball. On this occasion, he gets the tackle, and it falls to Højbjerg in this attacking phase, and won the attack again. Unfortunately, in this scenario, falls to Højbjerg, but on this scenario, because Højbjerg is a bit of a negative player, he plays the ball backwards. He doesn't turn. He doesn't realise how much time he has, and we don't end up creating a good chance for it. But it's another example. Middle third being really aggressive, winning a tackle high up the pitch, and putting Arsenal under pressure, and could create another scenario. Another scenario here. This is 10 minutes in. Gabriel is about to play the ball to Tomiyasu, but Kulusevski is being super aggressive. He's chasing them down. Gabriel plays a short pass to Tomiyasu here, and then Kulusevski is getting really tight to him. He ends up winning the ball off Tomiyasu, and again he wins the ball, and it sets us off on an attack. It falls to, I think, Bentancur who's next to Kulusevski there on the right, and again we're on the attack. Unfortunately, again we don't create a good chance from it, but maybe on Sunday that could be a different scenario. So we did this a number of times to Arsenal last season at the Tottenham Stadium. They got caught out a number of times, and this season has shown that Arsenal have been caught out a number of times already this season from playing out the back. And because we're the best pressing team in the league, I believe we can do it again on Sunday. And I believe if we get some of the chances that Wolves and Villa got, we will put them away. I'm confident we can do that.
It's all about being clinical. That's what it's about on Sunday. If we're clinical, we're going to get the chances. If we're clinical, we will win this game. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. So we just got to make sure that when we're catching them out, like I'm predicting we will catch them out, I think this issue for Arsenal, them being caught out and build up, is something we can really take advantage of, and something that we're probably built to be the best team in the league to take advantage of, to be honest. If anyone's going to take advantage of it, I think we're best equipped to do it. So I think that could be something that could really catch them out on Sunday.
All right, so that is the way that Spurs are going to take 3 points in the North London derby this weekend. And I really want the players to feel the hurt that the fans felt over the past couple of years, because a lot of these players would have played in that game, particularly last season, maybe not the season before. But they need to feel that hurt, and they need to go into this game with the right mentality to go and get those 3 points, to finish off your chances, to be clinical, because it has been a problem for us in these first 3 games being clinical. As you saw in the Leicester game, as you saw in the Newcastle game, dominated for large parts. I think we dominated probably for 75 minutes of both those games against Newcastle and Leicester, and we come away with 1 point between the 2 games. So we do have a problem with being clinical. Having said that, the Leicester game was Solanke's first game. He wasn't playing at Newcastle. And I do feel if Solanke was playing against Newcastle, we would have won that game. So we need to be clinical. We need to take our chances. And if we do, I do think we go on and win this game.